what to do. See, this is the benefit of having a partner. I didn't have to tell him. I didn't have to do anything. He immediately knew. So he went, he took her aside, they started to discuss dance moves. Well, over here, I could talk to this person without any noise. So that's why the partner is just such a benefit. And here, I referenced the example of the Prophet ﷺ when he invited his family, including Abu Lahab. And he wanted to give him da'wah, right? And then Abu Lahab stops the Prophet and said, look, if you're calling us for that new religion of yours, we don't want to hear it. So what happens? According to one narration, the Prophet invited them again. Same people, except this time without Abu Lahab. And he called them to Islam. So, avoid him in obstacles as well. Explain, okay. I'm skipping that for another section. This is the golden rule, which is go for the gold, which means make the sale, which means ask for the Shahada. When do you ask for the Shahada? When you've discussed all the essential things and that person has the ingredients to become a Muslim. It doesn't make sense that you don't ask him for the Shahada at this point. Right? It's like saying, I'm inviting you to my house. So you're walking, all and you're chit-chatting as you're walking to the house. When you get to the door of your house, you open the door, you enter and you slam the door in their face. Same thing. I'm inviting you to Islam. You're talking. When you reach the door, you slam it in their face. No, you ask them for the Shahada. And this is the golden rule. I told you there were 2 rules that I insist upon, absolutely. This is one of them. I follow this rule so much, sometimes if I'm sure the guy won't become Muslim now, I still ask for the Shahada. Because it does a lot to the person mentally. It's saying, look, you need to become Muslim at some point. You know? So, are you ready to become Muslim now? It's really saying you actually have to become Muslim. It's just a matter of an hour later. But you need to become a Muslim. And I always give the example to sales when they tell you that, in sales, sometimes, and in certain studies, they found, of course, there are many reasons why a sale won't go through. There are 1,001 reasons why someone will not commit to purchasing something, whether it's a suit or a car or whatever it is. There's so many reasons. I had a credit card, they only accepted cash. I had to consult my wife, it was the wrong color, it was the wrong size, whatever it is. I can get it at a better price. There are millions of reasons. But they found in one area that 96% of the time, the salesman didn't ask for the sale. You have to ask for the sale. You have to ask for the Shahada. Sometimes people don't want to change their life. They don't want to, everything you say made sense to them, but they need that encouragement. So you ask them, become Muslim. And again, I explained effective versus successful, right? In the beginning. Right? So I want to show you the difference in effectiveness that it made for me, not in success. So I used to stand in front of the store every Saturday, call people to Islam, give them a 5-minute introduction to Islam. And when I was done, there was this awkward silence because I thought, after the introduction, it's such a beautiful religion, they should beg me to let them become Muslim. But they would just stare at me and I would stare back at them. It was very weird, awkward silence. And they were waiting for me and I'm waiting for them. I discovered at this point is when, since we got to that point, the pillars, the Prophet said them, and the Tawheed, now ask for the Shahada. Because they have the ingredients of being a Muslim. So the difference between when I didn't know this rule and when I found out the rule would be like 5 Shahadas a day versus 0 for years. That's just effectiveness. I keep stressing effectiveness. I don't want you to think I'm telling you it's all about numbers. It's not what I'm saying. And a lot of people, I know it's all about numbers. Many people come up to me at the end of the workshop, how many Shahadas do you have, brother? And I always say the same thing. I lost count. I mean, what do they want? Sometimes people, they want you to give them numbers, thousands. I can't even, if I wanted to, I couldn't keep up. Not that there are that many, I'm just saying, I couldn't keep up like that. Like I was telling you, some people, they'll tell you, brought this many thousand people to Islam. Or this many, with the details, until this many and 426 people to Islam. And then what? So that means the guy with the highest number is the best da'i. What does it mean, really? So let's not get caught up in the head count, but I'm just showing you how this will make you more effective. So, you can't think of one time the Prophet ﷺ went to a group of people to invite them to Islam and then didn't invite them to Islam. Even the sentence doesn't make any sense. So, in order for someone to come into Islam, you ask them to come into Islam. And a lot of times they'll ask reverts in the audience, When did you become Muslim? Well, when finally one of my friends asked me to become Muslim. I can't stress this point enough. I'm not saying if someone asks you why do you grow your beard, you immediately say, well, because I'm Muslim, you want to become Muslim. I'm saying that if someone has the ingredients of a Muslim, then khalas, you ask them to become Muslim. Now, what if they say no? What if they say no? There's an obstacle. Ask questions and find out the obstacle. When you discover the obstacle, you give solutions. And then what do you do? Ask for the Shahada again, because we'll fix the problem. And if they say no, probably another obstacle. There could be 15. I don't know how many there are. Maybe there are 15. Maybe there are 2. Ask again, and you try to fix that problem. Or if they say yes, you've struck gold. Yes, sister?
Maybe he said no, but there is no reason for no. You ask him why you are saying no. There is no reason. I just don't want to become.
And that.
So.
Go.
I think at this point you can say here is my contact information, and you think about it, because some people can make major decisions at the time.
Good.
They have to think and so.
They need to think it over, right? But which means the truth is there can never be no reason, ever, never. It's just absolutely impossible. You think it's possible? There can be no reason. There's no way. Why won't you become Muslim? There's no reason. All right. If there's no reason, then become Muslim. Change your mind as easily if there's nothing to stop you. It's impossible. They just don't want to tell you the reason. You're a stranger to them, they're not comfortable, they're not ready, they don't want to share, or they don't believe or like anything that you've said. Doesn't matter. But there's never no reason. Everyone agree with that? I mean, if you disagree, feel free to argue your point. Could there be absolutely no reason? Can't be, but they just don't want to tell it to you. So if you can't get it out of them, what the sister said would be correct. You exchange information, you tell them, well, read, think about it, pray about it, and that's it. What are you going to do then? And you might encounter them again next semester if you're in college, and then you might ask them again, hey, how are you? Remember we had a conversation last summer, or what have you, and did you become Muslim? So? Okay. Yes, sister?
Can I add something to the list? I'm not sure.
Sure.
First, I think that the Raya has to fix his intent from inside, that I am doing this for Allah, not for showing or so. And this is why Allah will give him or the barakah. The second thing, that to make dua for the person I am inviting to Islam. So, in my inside, I say, Ya Rabbi.
Okay, good. Very nice. Jazakallah khair. Very good, sister saying. Have the sincerity, and that's the beginning of part 2. We're coming to that. The other part, you're saying you can make dua for that person. And there was one brother, very nice brother. Every time I was talking to someone, he would go there and start making dua for it. Okay, this is a good, I'm down with this as a team up. Make dua, on this dua. Yeah?
With regards to lowering your gaze, when I started lowering my gaze, a lot of women that I used to talk with, they thought that I was angry with them, and that carried on. Right? Like women would think that you didn't like them or something.
Right. So what might you do in this situation? It's quite easy. If they think that you're upset because you're looking down. Thank you. Say it again, Ahmed. Just explain to them why you're doing it, and it's a good da'wah avenue in and of itself. And there are many stories from lowering the gaze, people came into Islam. One time we were studying fiqh. One of my students asked me, where should you keep your gaze? I said, in the closet. Go ahead, sir. I know it's corny. I know, Ahmed. Go ahead. Sorry? So you might add a smile. So you might think you're angry, but if you're smiling, it might fix things a little bit.
You could just do a lot of head movements. Like if this is their face, just scan their face like this, and
Can you give us a demo? Come.
I do this at work.
Okay. We can all learn from you. I'll stand here. Show us how. I want to see how you do that. Oh, you're shaking hands too.
So I'm standing at the till and the customer is here.
Oh, okay.
So I do this at work, and it's like.
How about I stand here so the camera's like.
So.
Go ahead. No pressure.
So now on this guy, you can get a warranty on it for an extra $149. He'll cover you for 2 replacements. It just costs an extra $1.49. You just have to bring it in. Don't need your receipt or anything like that. You want to go with that?
Okay. Did you see that? What do you think? Pretty good. Okay.
Just like focus on the area. Even if you have to like kind of just go over their head. Like you can focus on this area or look like you're engaged, but well, you don't have a computer. But focus on something else while you're doing it, but make it look like you're actually engaged.
Jazakallah. You shake hands? Thank you very courteous of you. Very good. Thank you. Jazakallah. All right. So there are ways around it, and I think we're going to come to more ideas when we discuss what happens when someone's trying to shake your hand. How do I do it? There's so many ways, like what the brother did just now, that they won't really pay attention that you actually didn't look at them. We're going to discuss some techniques that they won't really they won't really notice that you didn't shake hands with them because you made it so smooth. So Jazakallah, thank you very much for coming up here. I think it's probably time to stop, isn't it? Lunchtime. Okay. But lunchtime, Jazakallah khairan. When we come back, we'll continue inshaAllah. Sallallahu mubarak ala Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.